This is my state, this is my team. You know what that means. This is for the black and blue that I bleed. This is for the chance to bring home that ring. But everybody gonna doubt this. So far there ain't been another way around it. We bring heat to the game each week. They just say we ain't got what it takes, we ain't bout it. Well, y'all can just keep saying that we ain't gonna make it, but at the end of the day, this will be the Panthers nation. You know, this ain't a game to us major players at every angle that you can think of. That's why you hate us. Get out the way of greatness. You can look at our faces and see the blood, sweat, and tears that it took to create this. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but you can save it. Cause even on the darkest of days, you know we're always gonna find a way to tell them what we gonna do, we gotta.
What's up, everybody? We are live, and you know, today's been a rough day. I just gotta point that out to start things off, man. Before we talk about the elephant in the room, man, Rip 704, man. Rip 704. And if you don't know who 704 is, he was an integral part of Big Cat's channel. And an incredible person. You know, I don't even know what to say right now. I consider every part of this Panthers fan base as a brother or sister, as part of my second family, man. This hurts. It hurts deep down into my soul to lose another Panthers fan, you know, and brother, you know, and it just hurts, bro. And my heart is still raw because I lost my grandfather in May. So, you know, he was a Panthers fan at heart. And he just wanted the best for this team. And so did 704, man. Every time this man spoke up, it was just plain truth. And he treated Big Cat Stream like it was his job, man. Every time I was on that stream, this man would have something to say. And he'd be speaking straight truth. It was hard to argue with him. It was hard to debate anything he said. I had a few interactions with the man in the chat. And even through those few chat interactions, I felt like I got to know him as a brother, you know, as part of the Panthers family. And this man struggled through so much stuff, but he always made sure that everybody else was okay. And, you know, I major props to this dude, man, for doing that. I understand that because I've been through a lot myself, and I always look out for everybody else. And the fact that we lost somebody like that right there hurts deep down into my soul. So I'm going to do something I usually don't do. And there's a reason I'm not on video camera at the moment. But I'm about to be. But I'm drinking a beer in his stream. And this stream only. And I don't do this for people, man. I don't do this for people often. Only for people that I feel like have directly impacted me as a person and the entire Panthers community as a whole. I mean, there were people on C3 podcasts live stream talking about him. There were people everywhere, all over Facebook, talking about him. That's how much of an impact this man made in the Panthers fan base and community. I mean, that's real right there. That's real. Man, I don't want to break no TOS. That's why I'm not putting this on camera, but cheers to my boy, 704. Prayers up for his family. If y'all got a shot, if y'all got a drink right now, raise it up to 704. To a real one. To a Panthers brother. Cheers. Oh, man. I'm going to tell you right now, just a warning. If I get a little emotional on this stream, y'all will know why. If I start slurring a little bit because I'm a little bit buzzed, y'all know why. But I'm going to try to hold it together for y'all. And I'm going to try to dedicate this stream in 704's honor. Because that's what he would want. From all the streamers out there that are Panthers streamers, that are supporters of his, that are friends of his, man. That's what he would want. Man, keep pounding in his honor. Now, let's get to it. Alright, so. Going in the chat, man. Jordan Williams, 704. I feel you, bro. I feel you. We all feel that pain right now. I ain't kidding. I'm gonna tell you right now. After losing my grandpa in May, and then losing two of my musical inspirations just in the past week here, and now 704, man, this hurts. This is like a knife in the back. This is like a knife in the heart right here, man. Dude, I would just randomly tune into these Big Cat streams and hear his commentary and just say, yep. There he goes, man. Spitting his truth. I mean, he had an opinion on everything. Really. And whether you agreed with him or not, he was going to be real with you. 100%. That's just who he was. And, yeah, at the end of the day, man, that squad was talking about getting together in real life and meeting up. They all knew each other, but they had never met in real life. You know, I know a couple of them knew each other and possibly spent time around each other, but I don't know which ones did and which ones didn't. I'm not going to speak on that, but, you know. Shout out to Big Cat, man. He was going through it, man. I left him a message on Instagram, you know, offering my condolences. And it's just a rough day. It's a really rough day. Man, if y'all want to donate to 704's family, go on Big Cat's channel and donate through Twandon's Cash App. He should have information up about it. or Twan will somewhere. But prayers up for the family. Prayers up for the family and friends and everybody that knew him, man. Everywhere. It's incredible how far reaching his influence was in the Panthers fan base. I gotta respect it. You know, it's even gone to my channel, and I'm kind of like a micro channel, a big cat, and in all them. I'm kind of on the lower level, but it's crazy that it reached that far down the ladder, of YouTubers in the Panthers community. And that just shows you, man, how big this Panthers family is and how much we care about each other. You know, we're brothers and sisters, man. This is a family. I've been saying this since day one. You know, been saying it. And believe me when I say, man, it's far reaching. That hit me like a truck. That seriously hit me like a truck. That news. And I saw it on Big Cat's stream earlier today, and I said, "Oh man, I can't even imagine what those guys are feeling right now because they talk to him every day on those streams. I can't even imagine. I heard he got a transplant, and he was talking to his family, and he said, you know, we might finally be a family again, and stuff like that. I don't want to misquote, man, but that's rough. Man, that's rough. Y'all seeing me drink a beer on stream? I never do that. You might never see that again. But for real though, man, if you got a shot, if you got a beer, man, I don't encourage drinking alcohol, on stream because I don't know what the TOS of YouTube is, but you know, if you're feeling the energy, man, if you're feeling the love, and if you feel like you need it tonight, I'm not gonna stop you. I can't technically encourage it, but I can definitely say go for it if you need it. But you know, for me, I definitely need it because I've been going through some stuff as of the past year. It's been a rough year for me. Not only as a Panthers fan, but as a person. So to watch this just breaks my heart. Just breaks my heart, man. Excuse me for a sec. I gotta collect myself. Golly. I told y'all I might get emotional up in here. I I don't apologize for it either. This is one of those streams. I do not apologize for it. All right. Man, this just makes you realize how short our lives are. they could be gone in an instant. They could be gone like that. We got to take care of each other. We got to forgive each other, man. No matter what debates, no matter what arguments you were having with people, man, in this fan base, stop that. You know, show some forgiveness. Excuse me. We're a family at the end of the day, guys. You know, whether we're talking about Cam Newton or whether we're talking about who got hurt, who didn't get hurt, what happened on this day, what happened on that day, it don't matter. When it's outside of the game, it does not matter. I need y'all to realize that. We can debate this stuff and argue about this stuff all day long, but we got to forgive each other at the end of the day. Otherwise, man. Worst thing was, I wasn't even in town when my grandpa passed. I ain't even gonna say where I was or what was going on, but just know that it was important. That's all that matters. But you know, I at least got to say goodbye before I left. I held his hand before I left. Y'all know that feeling, man. I know y'all miss the people that passed on, that matter to you. And I want to drink one more shot, one more sip of beer for y'all. For those people that are still going through that right now. You are not alone. We are all feeling this hurt right now as a family. And we will get through this together. Cheers to y'all. Those people are in a better place now. Now, that being said, I think it's time we get into the elephant in the room regarding this team. I had to be real with y'all. I had to talk about stuff outside of football before we got to football. But now we're here. Let's do this. All right, so we all know about Keith Kirkwood. We all know this man got carted off and put in a hospital. So the update is concussion. And I heard this through the C3 podcast stream. I wasn't even aware of it up until then, what the status was. I saw it in person this morning. Excuse me. But yeah, I never did find out what the status was. And the strange thing is, I was around a bunch of those reporters that do pressers for Matt Rule pretty much every day of training camp and every week. And none of them mentioned what was going on with Kirkwood, man. So I had to find out through a podcast. Imagine how that made me feel as a Panthers fan. You know, it's just a bad day to be a Panthers fan right now. It really, really is. Matt Rule literally stopped practice with pads and said, enough's enough. Y'all gotta chill. We can't be doing this garbage. We're gonna injure people. People are gonna be out for the season. Y'all can't be doing those types of hits that TJ just did today. Now, I want to be frank with you. Before we get into any of the notes today, and we'll get into the notes, but I want to have a frank discussion with everybody that's watching about TJ and this injury and why TJ was cut. I want to crank this one up to 100 because this is important. This sets the tone for who this team is. What we do here sets an example. It shows who Matt Rule is as a head coach and as a leader. Based on his decision. Now, my problem with this is, okay, there's threefold problems with this. Number one, you can't go hitting people like TJ just did in training camp. It never ends well. Matt Rule has had 2 different training camp days stopped. Right in the middle of drills. Just completely stopped. Just to talk about this right here. This type of thing. Because apparently there was a hit on Christian McCaffrey on either Friday or Saturday as well. And he stopped practice and he was like, no, we can't have this. We can't have this. So here we are again on Tuesday. Now we got Keith Kirkwood with a concussion because TJ didn't listen. You don't listen, you get cut. Simple as that. There's a reason this man's not on this team anymore. Whether you like it or not, based on his talent level, whether he got cut or not. When you don't listen to the head coach, you're not going to find a 53-man roster. I'm telling you right now. You're not. When you ignore what he says, it will not end well for you. Listen to what I'm saying, guys. Because y'all didn't hear me the last 2 days we talked about this. On the last 2 streams. If any players are listening, y'all didn't hear me the last 2 days, did you? When I streamed these points. Now, the second issue is this. You want these guys to go hard, but how hard? There's got to be a balance between what TJ just did and not playing lazy and sloppy, out there. You want them to be aggressive. We got pads now, a little bit more aggressive. Just a tiny bit. Just turn the knob up just a couple of notches. Not 15 like TJ just did. and to say, I gotta make it or make it. I feel that mentality. I do. But blindsiding Kirkwood is not going to help you. That is not going to help your cause. I understand there's going to be some football angles that should and should not be taken, when you're a defender. I understand that maybe Keith Kirkwood may not have been running the right route. Who knows? Who knows for sure? We don't know these routes, right? We don't know. That might have been really good coverage up until that hit. Again, we don't know. This isn't a preseason game, TJ. That's the type of stuff when you go way overboard, way over where the line is. And we got to determine where that line is and where it should be as far as the level of aggressiveness. You want to turn up, but you don't want to turn up too much. Because when you turn up too much, you end up like TJ. You end up without a job. Simple. Now, I don't know what caused that other cut that we had. I'm about to look at that right now. But I don't know whether they updated the website or not yet on that. Oh, and we also signed wide receiver Krishan Hogan as well. Apparently on the 28th, we also added 2 more to the COVID list. Forgive me, it's been a long day. Okay. Lano Hill and Stephen Sullivan. Luvu is already still on there. And Phil Hoskins is on the active, physically unable to perform list this morning. So, that's at 8:12 this morning. That's what we know right now. Boy. Rule called the hit on Keith unacceptable. And he did not comment further when he spoke to the reporters after practice, but before the transaction was announced. Now, I was told there was a second player that got cut. Now, I don't know who it was. And I'm not seeing a second name on the transactions list right now. So I don't know who it might have been. Y'all have to fill me in on who the other player might have been. But we claimed linebacker Nate Hall off waivers. I don't know much about Nate Hall. See. Let's see what we can find out. And I just found out about that claim, by the way. Who is Nate Hall? Let's find out. Y'all got me interested. Do I agree with TJ getting cut? Yes. You got to set a standard. Honestly, you got to set a standard and you got to say, okay, this is what's acceptable. This is what's not acceptable. You got to draw the line. And what I'm asking is, where is the middle ground? Because the middle ground is what you want the standard bar to be. And we got to say, okay, anything past that point is going to get you cut. These types of hits will get you cut. And the fact that that caused a concussion really, really bothers me. I commend his effort, trying to make the 53 and pushing his limits, but there's a certain point, where you gotta stop and go. We can't have that. And Matt Rule appropriately made the right decision as our head coach, and I'm proud of him for it. That is a head coaching decision, ladies and gentlemen. That's what a head coach is supposed to do. He's not going to make up excuses. He's not going to sit there and say, nah, we'll overlook that one just because he was trying to make a roster spot or he was trying to make a depth chart spot. We'll cut him, if his skill level doesn't pan out. No, that's not what we're doing. Matt Rule says no. We are cutting this man because he caused a concussion in training camp, and we are trying to prevent injuries. That sets a precedent. Way to go, Matt Rule. Proud of you. That's my coach right there. I don't care what any of y'all say. That's my coach. That is 100% my coach. Yeah. We got people that were debating on whether he's lying to you or all that nonsense. Nah. Look at the comments he said today. Unacceptable. That's all you need to hear. You don't need to hear anything else. These reporters don't need to ask that question a million times. They got their answer the first time. Unacceptable. That's all you need to hear. And I'm going to get to that in a second. Because I was around some of those media people that were around Matt Rule every day. And I want to bring that up in a minute. You know what? Matter of fact, let's bring it up right now. I want y'all to see this because this is going to frustrate the heck out of everybody here. Hold up. When Sam Darnold was asked about TJ's injury hit there and possible cut, I think they cut him right after practice, but I'm not 100% sure when that happened. But yeah, let's hear what old Sam Darnold has to say. Stop it right there. It's not his judgment to make that decision. I agree. Well said, Sam. That's all he's going to say about that. All right. Stop asking questions about it. Next question. David Newton. Dude, he already said he's not going to answer any more questions about that without even having to say it. Come on, David Newton. Really, man? I got a few more things to say about this man, too. I got to throw him under the bus. Hold up. Because he was standing about 50 feet away from me, and God help me if I've smelled that aftershave again. Come on, man. I don't know what aftershave this man was wearing, but it was terrible. So we had about, 15 minutes left of practice, right? 15, 20 minutes of practice. Where they were running 11 on 11 drills on the opposite side of the field. So the entire media people were gathered right behind me, back to my left. I didn't mind that. Y'all can chill back there, that's fine. I'm on the fence trying to get some footage. All you heard was just back there from David Newton talking about some family member or something just the entire time. Didn't even look at the field. Didn't even bother to look at the field. And then this guy's gonna come into the presser every single day and ask something stupid. You know I'm gonna call you out on it, bro. Come on. Get that nonsense out of here, bro. Trying to tell you. I don't mind the rest of the media people, but David Newton just drives me nuts. He always has. From that haircut to that goofy looking smile to that aftershave. Like I just don't want to be around him. He may be a decent guy, but I just don't want to be around him. No, thank you. But the rest of the media people, man, y'all are fine. Y'all can hang around. They showed respect. They knew I was filming. They didn't bother me. They kept their voices low. I respect that. Thank you. I want to make sure that's known. It's not often you find respectful media people, but the majority of these media people that work around Matt Rule and these press conferences, every year, are pretty chill people, man. I like them. You know, uh, especially Elena Getzenberg. I like her. She knows exactly what to ask. She asks smart questions, and she's a very, very intelligent woman. And I, she showed respect, and she knew that I was filming, and she didn't bother me. And she stayed back enough that she didn't get any of her vocals in my video. So, thank you. Her and whoever it was back there. Thank you. But and I don't show much respect for many media people. So take that as a massive compliment right there. For real. Take that as a massive compliment. Take it as you will. Because I don't respect many media people. But these people are hands down pretty cool. But David Newton just drives me nuts. I can't. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go on that rant. I had to. Y'all know I had to. I didn't want to do it. I swear to God I didn't want to do it, but this man made me go and throw him under the bus after that right there. If you're going to be disrespectful to YouTubers that are trying to film videos, then you're a jerk. And also, if that man had been paying attention for those 15 minutes, he might have learned a lot. Because there's a lot that went on in that 15 minutes, in that 11 on 11 drill. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit when I go through my notes. But first, let's find out who this Nate Hall is. Linebacker Nate Hall. Let's see here. Play for Northwestern University, April 6th, Toledo, Ohio. We claimed him off the Texans. Interesting. We claimed this man off the Texans. That may be one of the few good players the Texans have left. I'm going to be real with you. Because the Texans just have completely imploded this offseason. They have just gotten rid of everybody that's good. Ever since J.J. Watt left, the entire crew just went with him. The entire house went with him. Entire deck of cards, man. And so he is filling the roster spot of JT, who got cut today. And JT was a safety. Just so y'all know who JT was, he was a safety. Alright, so says here Hall signed with the Cowboys as an undrafted free agent in 2019. Northwestern product also spent time with the Bills, and Texans and appeared in 10 games for Houston last year. The Panthers are without Shaq for the moment as he recovers from a minor lower body injury. Now that was reported as a strain yesterday. Question mark on that because I don't know for sure. That's what I heard. Y'all have to correct me on what his injury is technically, but I mean, I still have no idea what's going on. All I know is today is just chaos. It is just chaos in the third degree. You know, we got Keith with a concussion. We got all this nonsense going on the field today. You know, where the players were bringing the thunder today. That's what they described it as. They're bringing the thunder, and I agree with that. And again, I think the defense won out massively. It wasn't even close. But it was a lot closer than yesterday. You know, it felt like Friday and Saturday again, you know, without pads. But this time with pads, you know, same mechanics, same footwork, same everything, you know, except with just pads. So it wasn't really anything different or exciting today. Except for the J.C. Horn interception. And that was thrown by P.J. Walker, by the way, who is still inaccurate. He overthrew about 2 or 3 passes today and underthrew one like he was skipping rocks across a lake. I'm telling you, PJ, if you want a spot on this 53, you gotta get that accuracy under control. I want to see this man succeed. But he can't succeed until he gets that under control. And now it's gone to medium passes, really. It's not just deep passes, it's medium passes too now. And back in 2019, it was just deep passes where he was having trouble. But now it's mediums. You know, everybody can check down. That's not new. everybody's been checking down since day one. That's that's nothing new. Any quarterback can come into here into the system and check the ball down and succeed. Okay, except for maybe Chris Winkie. Except for Chris Winkie. He was so god awful. But, anyone in today's age of this decade could come into this system and check the ball down. That's not exciting to me. That's why I totally ignored all the checkdowns. I'm not interested in those. On the checkdowns, I was interested in the blocking by the wide receivers, and the tight ends to make sure that there were lanes. But, I generally ignored the checkdowns. I didn't care about that. What I cared about was, you caught the ball, good for you. Let's get maybe 5 yards out of it. Cool. Easy pass over the middle. Cool. But PJ, here's where he starts to get in trouble. When he starts throwing medium to deep passes, that's where his accuracy starts to take a huge nosedive. And it's been happening over the last 4 days of camp. I'm not thrilled by it. I'm really not. He tried to squeeze it into triple coverage on Saturday night. That didn't work. He overthrew it. He had no business throwing it into that traffic anyway, to begin with. I mean, PJ, you got to learn, man. Just because it's a hot route doesn't mean you can't look at other receivers too. Look around, bro. And I swear he never used to do that in 19 and 20. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what's going on with PJ. But I'm concerned. I'm genuinely concerned that this man may get cut by the end of training camp if he keeps this up. That rule specified for 2 days of camp now that he's thinking about trimming that roster down to 2 quarterbacks. He's questioning whether he should or not. He ain't looking at Will Grier. I said that last stream, and I'm saying it again today. He is not looking at Will Grier because Will Grier is throwing some darts. Okay is the best we got. I mean, maybe. I feel like with the accuracy that PJ is showing, that's third string automatically, right out of the gate. Honestly, the accuracy he's been showing in the last 2 to 3 practice days, I'd put him on practice squad. I straight up would put him on practice squad because he was better than this in 19 and 20. Granted, he was still throwing a couple of off balls in 19 and 20, but they weren't even that close to being that inaccurate. And maybe it's wide receivers running the wrong routes or not cutting when they're supposed to. I mean, you could make that argument. I'm not cutting him a break at this point. I'm not. Because he's had 4 camp days to correct this since I started going up there. And I'm like, you hate to see it because I really do want to see him stay on that 53 and run with 3 quarterbacks. I mean, we may have to anyway because of the amount of injuries with quarterbacks in the last 4 to 5 years. So, to me, I'm going to advocate that he stays on, but, with a grain of salt right now, with a huge grain of salt. I mean, we got what 2 or 3 weeks of training camp left, so he's got time to correct it. He has plenty of time to correct it. So, if you're a PJ Walker supporter right now, and I still am, I still want to see the best out of him. I was one of the people that actually got people's attention in management, and around the Panthers fan base to get him signed here. So, and I give all the credit to Carol, my YouTube assistant, that actually brought that information to my attention, and brought his name to my attention. Like, I had never heard of him because I don't usually keep up with the Canadian football, right? But yeah, I don't want to see him leave. I want to see him stay on the roster. I really, really, really do. Like, when my heart gets committed to a player, it typically never leaves. Yeah, you have to be really trash for at least 2 to 3 years for me to start burning the burn wagon here on you as a player. Sam Darnold actually has been looking okay today. I saw a couple of passes that I would have liked to see a little bit better accuracy on, but I'm not complaining about Sam Darnold at all. I'm not saying he's great. He's good, but he's not great level. He's not Deshaun Watson, he's not Patrick Mahomes level, or any of those. He's good, but he's not great. Which is why I initially said no to Darnold being traded here. And I wanted Matthew Stafford instead. But, we got what we got, and that's okay. It is what it is. I think we can roll with Sam. Let's see what happens. Okay. He threw 9 touchdowns in 13 games last year. Brandon, it's the Jets. Come on, man. What are you expecting? The Jets have been trash for years. They mismanaged the heck out of him. Not as bad as we mismanaged Cam, but I will say that they mismanaged him. Honestly, not even close to as much as we mismanaged Cam, but still. Point remains, they mismanaged him. We pretty much gotten all the good Jets players that they used to have. So I don't see the Jets doing anything in that first season game against us. That's going to be a win for us. Should be a win by 14 points. Somewhere in between 10 to 14 points. You can mark that down. I said it right during training camp. I said it. Because honestly, I don't know what the Jets have left. Let's be real. I don't know what they have left besides what we took from them. And I've been looking for that chemistry to be rekindled between Robbie and Sam Darnold. I'm just hoping that carries over into the regular season and it stays lit like that, It'll be fun. Be a lot of fun. I saw one pass to Robbie today, actually, on the sideline, and it looked good. It looked accurate. It was a medium pass, I would say. Medium range pass. And Brendan says, we bring the same O-line to Carolina. Not necessarily, bro. Now, if you're talking about last year's line, yes. We're talking about this year's line, which is improved. Now remember, we still have Taylor Moton on the right side. We added some really good linemen that I think are going to be game changers on the line. We'll see. It's questionable. I was really happy with the Deontay Brown pickup. That was a really good move as a draft pick. Let's see. Who else? There's still no talk of Brady Christensen until they start rotating him through. So that might happen this week, most likely. Dennis Daly, I really like. Pat Eflin, I don't know much about yet. We'll find out. Cameron Irving, interesting guy. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. Let's see. Martez Ivy. I'm not familiar with that name. Florida. Did we pick him up in free agency or what? Where did we get Martez from? Or Martez? I'm sorry, I mispronounced his name. Yeah, I'm happy with Greg Little. I think Greg Little isn't exactly starter material, but he's good enough that he could contend for it. He was okay last year, when he was healthy. John Miller, I kind of like him. Adam Ontario. David Moore, we got. There's still a few people questioning Matt Paradis, but I think he's okay. I think he's alright. We can make him last for a couple of years and then go after a center maybe, if we need one. Trent Scott's okay. We did get Tacklenberg, but I don't think he's going to stick. But, we got some solid pickups in this offseason. I'm not disappointed at all. Now people are gonna say, Deontay Brown's from Alabama and Bama lineman or yeah. No. Deontay Brown. I watched a little bit of tape on Deontay Brown. And if you have seen the prior streams of that on Facebook, on the Facebook page, because I was doing all my streaming on Facebook before I switched over to YouTube during training camp. I liked him. I thought he was solid. I like that move. Now, again, the debate for Brady Christensen is, either way, a lot of teams skipped over him no matter what position you drafted him in, whether it be guard or tackle. And my thing is this. If you draft him as a tackle, they didn't say which side they were going to put him on, but it's assumed that they're going to put him on the left. Because that's where our biggest hole is. That's where our biggest weakness is. Now, the people that read too much into this saw the line of, he's taking a few snaps at right tackle. And they took that story and ran with it. And I was like, Just because he's taken a few snaps doesn't mean that he's going to permanently be over there. You draft him as a tackle, you got to fill the weakest spot on your offensive line, which is left. Period. Now, if you draft him as a guard, that's another matter. Now, I would say left guard is probably where he would end up if you drafted him as a guard. But even so, how many teams passed up on him as a guard? You know, which position do you want him in? Either way, teams have given up on him. And he was, what, fourth on my list of tackles / guards on my list. I had Deonte Brown a little higher, actually. I think second on that list at guard position. So I was very, very happy with that. Even though we traded down, we still got Deonte Brown, and I'm happy with it. Yeah, you're looking at a 6'4", 350-pound absolute tank on our line. And you can't be disappointed with that. That's going to change things right there. Let me see where we actually ranked last year. I know they put it up on Training Camp Live yesterday. I think they did. No, they were showing the Chiefs and a couple other teams, but they didn't show ours. Let's see. Rankings in. Do we want offensive line PFFs? Is that what we want? We'll do PFF. Yeah, 2020 is what we want. Okay, so we were ranked and this is if you pay attention to the PFF grade. Matt Paradis was ranked 63.4. Chris Reed was ranked 63.0. John Miller was ranked 61.1. Taylor Moton ranked 81.2 with the highest one. Russell Okung was 73.0, which I disagreed with completely. He was having a rough year. Trent Scott, 60.2. And what I really want to see is the guys that we subbed in. Because the guys that we subbed in were just absolute trash. Like trash can linemen. I'm so glad we got rid of them. To get the people that we did. It was... Greg Little was probably the only one on that side I would have saved. Let's be real. Maybe Trent Scott. But the rest were garbage. John Miller was on the right side, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Chris Reed. Same thing. Dude, I was constantly frustrated with that left side. The entire year of 2020. I wanted those two players gone like nobody's business. What's long? Brown has 4 wheels. What do you mean by that? I'm trying to figure out your interpretation of that on that one. There's two other players today that got my attention, obviously, with the pick. And, I want to say it was... Give me just a second, guys. Omar Bayless. Yeah, Omar Bayless had a good day today. Credit to him. He's been having a couple of good days, actually. I'm just looking down the roster here. Anyone else that catches my eye? Oh, Terrence Marshall Jr., of course, had a good day. Mark and Michael got a catch yesterday. No, Saturday. Michael got a catch on Saturday. My bad. That looked good. Oh, sorry about the yawn. You know how it is. Okay, Troy Pride Jr. This is a man I've been starting to look at a little bit more lately. The coverage I saw on Saturday wasn't impressive, but it was okay. I want to say he's improving, but I don't know for sure. I'm going to watch him for another week and see what happens. I do like the man. Currently. Although he frustrated me a lot. He frustrated me a lot last year. Let's be real on that. He got burnt a ton last year. So, I mean, I'm honestly not ready to throw in the towel on him because I think he's got potential, but yeah, it's more 60-40 he's got the potential rather than doesn't. And I think he's showing a little bit of it today. But yeah, I need to see a little bit more. Just a little more. Push yourself a little bit, Troy. I want to see a little bit. Now, oh, I'm tired, guys. It's been an emotional and long day. Y'all have to forgive me for yawning on stream here, but it is what it is. Those people that have been around for this long know that. Plus, I'm drinking. In honor of my man 704 here today. So, again, donate to that $1 Cash App on Big Cat's channel to show support for the family. And RIP 704. It was a real one. Back to it though. I need to see a little bit more out of Ian Thomas. And Tommy Tremble has not been impressing me. Right now, I'd put Ian at number 1 spot in the depth chart. I'm not even joking you. Until I see Tommy start catching some balls, which I haven't seen enough catches by Tommy to really validate pushing him to number 1 spot, no matter how much we paid for the man. I still stand by Ian. He's going to be my guy, I know some of y'all are going to be like, why are you choosing Ian over Tommy Tremble and Tommy Tremble came from Notre Dame? Do y'all know the history of Notre Dame players in Carolina uniforms? Do I even need to bring up the name Chris Winkie again? And I think there was one other. The Chris, the John Fox era was so bad with Notre Dame players. I don't even need to bring up these names. It was just so bad. Now that time frame of Panthers history made me drink. Would make any Panthers fan drink if they were old enough. And I was not old enough at the time. And teens, do not do this, okay? Being an alcoholic is not cool, all right? Just want to make sure that everybody knows that. Because I know families are watching this stream. I know the kids are watching this stream. They may steer away from this one, and that's all right. Parents, teach your kids not to be alcoholics. Thank you. Seriously, it's a rough life. It really, really is. Like, I choose not to drink most of the time. I'm 33. I'm 6/10 Irish. I could have easily dove into my Irish heritage and become an alcoholic, but I didn't. So, teach your kids not to become alcoholics. Thank you. Public service announcement right there. Keep the roads a little safer. Anyway, back to it. And again, if you're an adult, drink all you want to. That's your choice. You are free to do what you want. This is America still. So, anyway. Right, so we covered the tight ends. What else do we need to cover? Let's see. So we got Sam Darnold. That's done. Yeah, I had some pizza tonight. So Sam Darnold owns his own mistakes and sometimes those of others. Let's take a look at that one, shall we? The things that are Sam Darnold's fault, and he acknowledges those. And not all the things that are Sam Darnold's getting blamed for are actually Sam Darnold's fault. Surprise, surprise! Which is why the Panthers are reasonably encouraged by their quarterback's first week of training camp. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. Like, he's been doing fine. If I had a problem with him, believe me, I would be saying something on stream. I'm not shy about it. I am not shy about throwing players under the bus, i.e., PJ Walker. But we're talking about Sam Darnold here, so let's get into this. I have not read this article before now, by the way. They anticipated some growing pains when they traded for him. And they also saw some untapped potential. I agree with that too. But how much untapped potential is there? to tap? That's my question. That's why I questioned the decision to go for it. I said, I don't know about this. This doesn't seem like. This just seems like we're settling for another. Like we barely upgraded, but we upgraded. You know what I'm saying? But it's not quite enough. Not nearly enough. It's not going to be a franchise quarterback, right? You're never going to see a franchise quarterback in Carolina again for a while. That's just not happening. Unless we go 1 and something again. 1 and 17 again. What was it, 1 and 15 that year? That was before they switched over the amount of games in the season. Yeah, it's coming along. Just learning every day. That's the main thing, coming out here and competing. Learning from mistakes, yada, yada, yada. He threw a pair of interceptions on Monday. But, I mean, who didn't throw an interception on Monday? Even Will Grier threw a pick on Monday. And Will Grier has not been throwing picks all training camp so far. I didn't see him on day 1 and 2, but he has not thrown a pick since. Up till Monday. So, I mean, everybody was bad on Monday on the offense. Everybody. Let's be real here. Even the people that have been doing good up until that point were doing bad. That's if you take everything that was said in the report by heart, and I mean, I don't know what else is out there. So we're going to take that with a grain of salt because that's the only report out there. Matt Rule says one of them he was throwing to the right spot and the wrong guy was in the way. Coach Matt Rule said, I thought he was the least of the issues yesterday. I thought he was pretty good yesterday when you watched the tape. There you go. That's high praise from Matt Rule, who was very, very frustrated yesterday, by the way. Still, picks got noticed. Quarterbacks will always get the bulk of the blame. Darnold making sure to volunteer for his share. Guys, I just want to make sure this is known. Not all of these picks are the quarterback's faults. What I am blaming PJ for is PJ's fault. The picks that he threw, those were on him. Those were not the wide receivers. Unless you want to cut him a break, which, I mean, I'm not, but I'm least likely to do that when it comes to training camp and players that have been around for more than 2 years. I did not cut him a break. But, I mean, yes, you can use the excuse that the wide receivers were in the wrong spot. Yes, you can use the excuse that the corners were just happened to be in the right spot. But, I mean, how often does that actually happen in training camp? Let's be real. With a bunch of new rookie corners. J.C. Horn, short. Jeremy Chinn, short. Chinn's been around. So, yeah, I could see where he would jump the gun. And just happen to be in the right spot. Same with Horn. He's been doing it a lot in South Carolina. But the rest of these corners, if they just happen to be in the right spot at the right time, that's pure luck. I'm saying it now, that's pure luck. That's on the quarterback. That's either on the quarterback or the wide receiver running the wrong route. And 9 times out of 10, the way PJ is throwing it, it's going to be PJ. Hands down, it's going to be him. Sam Darnold, I can make excuse. I'm not going to make excuses for him either. A couple of those throws were bad. Let's be real. A couple of those throws were bad. So, you put the heat on PJ there. But the rest of them, either the wide receiver was in the wrong spot or the corner was in the right spot. Again. But he goes on to say, out here in practice, you're going to make mistakes, and that's part of it. There's no excuses to be made for it, obviously. When you mess up, you say, hey, my bad. And you learn from it and you grow. That's what I'm doing. There you go. Leadership. He did it again Tuesday morning. There was a false start in the offensive line, and Darnold jumped on the grenade. Said it was a cadence issue on his part and took the penalty lap around the practice field. Yep. So if you guys saw the video of that, yes, he did take the penalty lap. I don't know if it was him or the guard, but there was a cadence issue. And he said, that's me. That kind of accountability gets noticed by teammates and players around Darnold on the field, like the way he goes about his business. He's generally one of the first players on the field, showing up and punching the clock early and impressing his new teammates with his easy yet confident manner. He controls the huddle, which is a great thing you want to see in a quarterback. Irving said. He has a really good pocket presence. Remember I talked about pocket presence a couple of times. He knows when to get out and turn it into a scramble drill. Yes, I've seen a bunch of that, actually. A handful of those plays, I thought they were intentional, like play action drills, but apparently not. The 7-on-7s and the 11-on-11s. No, those were scrambles. He's learning every day as well. This is a new system for him. I'm excited. I have nothing but optimism when I look at Sam as a quarterback. Let's see. Rule said recently the quarterbacks here are blessed to be able to dump it down to Christian McCaffrey when things get rushed, and sometimes you see Darnold take advantage of that. But also airing it out downfield for DJ and Robbie. Notice that right there. Sam says, I'm not going to take the easy route. I could dump it down to Christian when things get really hot, but I want to see if I can get DJ and Robbie involved. I think Sam's doing really well. He's evolving, he's growing, he's getting good reps and a lot of different looks. For the most part, protecting the football. Yes. You remember that was a huge issue with Teddy last year? Huge issue. We had some turnovers at training camp, but if we had no turnovers, I'd be upset about the defense. I think he's doing Nice job so far. Yeah, I agree. Those half of those turnovers were caused by the defense. The other half were possibly the offense not getting it done. But as you saw, Darnold did take that penalty lap. So yeah, here's Keith Kirkwood. I saw this injury happen in person. And JT was immediately thrown off the field and then waived moments after practice. Oh boy. So here is the update on Keith. I can't hear it either, guys. Trash video. I can't hear that. I apologize, guys. That's the video that they put up. It's straight garbage. Anyway, we're not able to hear that, so I don't think it's useful at this point. We'll get into the footage in a minute that I took. Let me get rid of this real quick. There we go. All right. Wow. There's the 704 tribute right there. Gotta give that a like. Yeah, the weather was not pretty. I mean, it didn't rain, but it barely drizzled, if you want to call it that, on the way back up there and on the way back. Early start again for the Panthers. Practice is a half an hour longer, so it's 8:30 to 11. Be aware of that, folks. If you're going to training camp, it is 8:30 to 11 a.m. I did see that. So let's do. I don't think there's anything new going on. This is the group here. Training camp day 6 update. Yeah, so if you want to see that, Clay Ropp has that. And if you're wondering who that is, Coastal Carolina University. He's been in this True Carolina Panthers group for a while, posting some videos and stuff like that. I think he's got a channel. I don't know. Ooh. There's the day 5 update. Which I was not there for day 5, so there's the Panthers clips, that people are coming up with. People come up with some unique stuff. I got to give them credit. I'm okay with this shirt, except for the fact that. Never mind, I'm not going to say it. Oh, I like the controller, man. That is so cool. And the design on that, really cool. Whoever came up with that, props to you. You know, people come up with some really cool stuff. Uh, is Sam Darnold improving? Of course he is. Should the Panthers pursue Watson or continue to rely on Darnold? Stick with Darnold. So the 5 bold predictions. Let's go through these. Rob, Panthers will make the playoffs. Maybe? Question mark on that one? Big question mark? It's going to depend on injuries. You know, I could circle about 4 to 5 games this year where injuries are going to play a factor, and I'll quickly go through those games real quick as I'm looking at the schedule here on my other screen. Panthers D will be in the top 5 in sacks. I would say top 10. You know how our competition is. It gets pretty stiff towards the middle of the year. And then the end of the year just squashes us. Brian Burns and DJ Moore will make the first Pro Bowl. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening. Sam Darnold will have 4 game-winning drives. I can definitely see 3 for sure. I don't know about 4, but I could definitely see 3. All right, so I know I've gone through this schedule about a million times, but I'm going to go through it one more time because I think it bears repeating to go through it. The Jets should be an easy win. Saints is where injuries will start to happen. These guys bring the house and the kitchen sink every time they play us. And they physically try to manhandle us and cause injuries. That's where it's going to start, folks. Absolutely. Texans, we should win, even with Watson behind the helm. Not impressed there. Dallas Cowboys, that's where I start questioning. You know, do injuries begin to start to take effect there? Or do they start to take effect in week 5? Where do those injuries start to impact us? That's. I'm going to say week 5 is where it's going to start. It all depends on how loaded the Cowboys are. And I've heard that they've picked up some pretty good players, so we'll see what happens. You know, they're not to be slept on. Obviously, we're not going to sleep on them. So, but if you want to say that Dallas is a pushover after last year's records in that division, you are kidding yourself. Dallas is still very, very much dangerous after all those pickups. They're going to come back. That's a team you got to watch out for. Weeks 5 and 6 are trap games. Eagles and Vikings. Eagles may look like a pushover team, but they're not. Vikings might look like a pushover team, but they're not. even without a quarterback. Watch out for those two right there. Giants, that should be a win. Falcons in the Dome. It's our chance to take it to them. I think we'll do it. That's a win. New England Patriots is the game that we're not supposed to win, which we have that one game every year that we're not supposed to win, and we do it. We pull a rabbit out of the hat somehow. And somehow impress the judges well enough to get by. Now, the Cardinals should be a win. We got to watch out for those wide receivers, though. And J.J. Watt. Well, J.J. Watt not as much anymore because he did not look good last year. Let's be real. He had a rough year last year. He'll pick it back up, though. Maybe in Arizona, but I don't know. There's always that chance he becomes way more dangerous than he ever was. So there's always that. Keep your eyes open, eyes and ears open, just in case that does happen. The Miami Dolphins and the Washington football team should be wins. But watch out for the Dolphins around week 12 because that is right when they start ramping up that playoff chase. And that's in Miami. I don't like that game. I'm going to be real with you. I don't like that game. You know, we just come off a cream puff Washington team, and then we take on Miami. Oh, boy. The reason I say Washington's cream puff is because they lost a bunch of players recently, and yeah, I'm not too thrilled with Washington right now. I don't think they're going to really do much. That was kind of a division. Could have been worse. But definitely could have been a lot better. They barely squeezed out the win over their division rivals and took that division just by the skinny thin hair of their teeth. Now, yeah, Miami. Miami's a very, very dangerous team right around that time of year, especially in Miami. I don't know about that game, guys. That one's got me a little bit nervous. And let's be real, injuries will play a factor right here in the Miami game. Injuries will play a factor in the New England game. Injuries will play a factor in the Falcons game. They always do. That's always been a thing. And again, at home against the Falcons, we'll have some of these players back by week 14 and maybe try to make a wildcard push. I say we win that one at home against the Falcons. We get the sweep. Bills. Bills are a dangerous team. They look like they look average when you look at them on paper. But when you look at how they won those games, playoffs last year, I believe, and did some damage. Don't sleep on Buffalo. I'm telling you, do not sleep on Buffalo. You will regret it. If we play any players in fantasy, don't play them against Buffalo. Don't play them. I'm telling you, unless you got CMC, unless you got Jeremy Chin, it ain't worth it. It is not worth risking the points. And I will say that right now because Buffalo's got a lot of weapons that can hurt you in multiple ways. Tampa Bay is even worse. That's, Super Bowl champions. And we face them both in December. Yikes. Yikes. Along with the Saints in New Orleans. Yikes. I don't like that. I think we split with the Saints. Bottom line, we're looking at about 9 wins probably. And we need 10. So we come up one short, I believe. That's what I think is going to happen. You stay in the wildcard hunt, but we don't get the spot. That's my take on it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. We'll just have to see how things shake out. By week 3, things could be completely different. By first preseason game, things could be completely different. We don't know. Again, I want to look at some of these NFL training camps, preseason games that they're going to have on NFL Network starting here soon. So I'll be taking a look at some of those next week. And let me see what days I've got scheduled for next week. Because that's going to be big. I have the option of the 9th or 10th. So next week, I'm going to get a chance to really look at some of these teams in preseason, as well as ours. So I'm excited for that opportunity. And again, I'll get that chance in the following week, which is the last week of training camp. So as of right now, I did go today, Tuesday. So Wednesday isn't optional. I have not decided on what I'm doing, whether I'm actually going to go or not. And I'm actually marking that down right now, as I don't know. Because how many days have I gone so far? I've got 1. Right. So I did choose this one. So I got to remark that one as I went. Okay. Right. So 30th, 31st, that's 2. The 3rd, which is today, is 3. 4, 5 is 18th and 19th. And there will be a choice of the 9th or 10th for the last one. Now I could go to the 17th. That's fine. I just don't want to burn myself out with 3 days in a row. You know what I mean? I gotta get sleep in between. You know what I mean, guys? I got other projects I'm working on too besides this. So I cannot have a lack of sleep. And properly do my job as a YouTuber. That's not going to cut it. I was able to get a little bit of a nap before I got on stream, so it felt good. catch back up on that sleep. But I will be at Fan Day. That will happen on the 6th. I will be there. I've already purchased my ticket. I'm going. Guarantee it. Lock it in. Check mark it. Now, today, which is the 4th, is a question mark for me. That's an optional day. The 9th and 10th are optional days, and so is the 17th. I mean, considering I did not go on Monday, the 4th is available. However, I think I will probably say no to the 4th. Probably so. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We got the 9th and 10th though. I may just jump on the 9th and 10th before they go to Indianapolis. And by going on the 4th, it would make me feel better. You know, the fact that I did go. You know, while there was a busy week, you know, before Fan Day. It's a 50-50 call for me. I would have to get some sleep here soon, you know, if I was going to do that. Anyway, right. Right, film footage. Oh, we got something new. Let's see it. Photo of the Super Bowl team talking about Luke Kuechly, Shaq, Charles Johnson, Kay Short, Graham Gano, Kurt Coleman. Oh my God. The entire set. No way. How much is this man offering for this? I don't care about Javonte Williams. Only $100 for that photo? Really? If he still has the photo on Friday, he'll get it. Okay. I'm interested. I would actually like to get that and frame it for my studio. My new studio that I'm building. And creating. That would be amazing. I was thinking about getting like that framed NFC Championship thing too. On I think it was Fanatics, Fan Fanatics, but I'm not entirely sure. Um, but yeah, that is incredible. Look at that. Yeah, y'all sit tight. I'm interested in that. Matter of fact, Yeah, if he's willing to negotiate under 100, man, let's chat. You know, I'm interested. Kenny. Now, for those that are not familiar with Kenny, I actually did a upstate a Facebook page with him sports wise. So sorry about my terrible typing skills. Again, it's been a long day. It's your question. But yeah, hugely, massively interested in this. Oh yes, massively interested. And that's only for 100. Yeah, let's talk. Let's definitely talk. That's yeah. I probably shouldn't have shown that on stream because now people are going to be jumping on it. Yeah, please don't. I want that for myself, please. Okay. So let's look at some footage from today. Maybe we can get some names and maybe we get some numbers. Okay. So we're looking at Sam Darnold. We're looking at the first string versus the first string. I see Jeremy Chin back there. Okay. All right. See what happens here. There's Dante, towards the right side there. Good run. Good gap by the O line. I'm pleased by the gaps that the O line have been opening up for Christian for a first team. Second team has been okay. You know, second crew has been okay. Getting those holes open for Bonifant. But I've seen the defense win out a lot, second team wise though. I'm looking for this supposed false start. I didn't see it. Oh, what a catch. Look at that. That was 16. 16 is I'll be able to tell you in a second. $16 is CJ Saunders. Okay, let's continue. What else do we got here? Again, sorry for the shaky camera. I cannot afford a tripod at the moment. For those wanting me to get one, I'm sorry. But what I have is what I can work with, budget wise. But hopefully at some point. That was a good run stop right there. 94. I was wondering who 94 was actually. Davian Nixon. Yeah. Nice job, Nixon. He caught my attention earlier today, too. Man in motion. Yeah, see, there's where the defense starts to win out. Right there on run stops. Nicely done by the defensive tackles right there, recognizing where those gaps are and shutting them down. I did miss one entire the first official 11-on-11 set. I mean, getting that on camera, but I did see it. I took notes on it. Y'all see what I'm talking about with PJ's inaccuracy? Look how high that ball was. I want to back that up just a little bit. I want you to see how high this ball was. There's no reason why this ball should be that high. Look how high this ball is. Look how high he has to go up for this. No. PJ, no. That was a bad throw. I'm not surprised he juggled it and missed it. I'm not surprised. You guys see what I'm talking about now with PJ? That's just one example. I got on camera one example where he underthrew it too and skipped it like a rock across the pond. It was so bad. Yeah, but there's the injury. There's the hit. That should have never happened. And I want to say that is PJ's fault. Look how high that ball was again. You know, there's the false start, I think. Was that the false start? I'm trying to find it, dude. I never did see it. I may have been looking down at my notebook trying to write down some notes, but notice he backs up right there on defense. Yeah, it was a little overthrown. So one of the advantages of doing this on stream is, I get to look back at all the footage and really break it down in real time. You know, good run right there. And you guys get to enjoy it with me. So, I'm not just doing this just for the fun of it. I'm doing this for you guys too. And for myself. It's one of the privileges of being a YouTuber is you can go back and look at your footage with your stream. It's fun. It's good stuff, man. I love it. There's the DB coach in the blue jacket right there. I pointed him out before. And that's yet another running play right there. I don't think that was checked down. I think that was an intentional run play. Just to see how well they understand their lanes when they're blocking over there. Because that's the second straight play where these guys have done a running play over there and they've had lanes. So notice how the DBs moved up right there. Nice play. Who was that? Let me back that up. Let me find out. If y'all don't mind. Beautiful rainbow of a pass right there. And I'm still not seeing a number. Waiting for him to come back into view. There he goes. Who is that? Can y'all get a number? Because I can't. I swear I could not get a number on him from that distance. Okay, good running play right there. Let's see what else we got. I think this is Will. Could be wrong, but I think it's Will. Anybody can throw darts like that. Come on. It's check downs. Okay. Again, I did not catch the number. Maybe you guys can catch the number on that one? Because I didn't catch it. Right, so here's PJ. And again, he overthrows a simple route. I don't understand. PJ, come on, man. Where's the... You see what I'm talking about, guys? The accuracy's just gone. It has left the building. It has left the train station. So now we got Sam Darnold back out there. Nice. Short pass over the middle. Not impressive. Next. Okay. Nice. Good outside route right there. So it looked like 82. It was either to David Moore or to Tremble. Couldn't tell whether that was an 82 or an 83. Again, you guys are better judges of this stuff than me. So, you got better eyes for the numbers than me. So y'all tell me. 83. 83 was David Moore. Okay. Never mind on that one. Figured it out. Okay, more footage of Sam here. Got that out of trouble. And that one went again to another tight end. So you're starting to see these check down passes go to the tight ends and to Christian McCaffrey. Now the rest of these, you're looking for major wide receivers, medium and downfield passes. And I want to call attention to the footwork and the technique of Sam here. On this particular play, you can see it really well. Look at the footwork. Look at the footwork right there. Backpedaling, looking. Can't find anything, so he finds a lane right there. Beautiful, you know. And that was it right there. So, there's your footage for the stream. Obviously, not exciting footage today, but you know, it's, as I said, it's the same stuff you saw without pads. Yeah, these guys are doing the exact same things they were doing without pads. So it's, these guys are getting into a pattern. Remember how I said that 3 or 4 days ago? Now you see patterns. PJ's accuracy is a pattern. Or lack of, really. You see J.C. Horn getting more and more involved. He has now 3 picks, I want to say. Jeremy Chin has 1. He had the first one, I believe. So if anybody picked Jeremy Chin to be the first person to get a pick in training camp, you win. If anyone's taking bets on it or anything like that, you won. For sure. It's been a journey thus far. I love taking this adventure with you guys, going to these training camp days, sweating it out, just having fun meeting you guys. And I know I met one new follower or subscriber today, and I want to say thank you very, very much for the awesome conversation there. I enjoyed it. Now, thank you very much for checking out my channel. And if there's anybody new, pound that subscribe button, hit that like button, man. But anyone that I've met at training camp, man, it's been a pleasure to talk to you guys. It really has. I enjoy it. Doing this is an absolute joy for me, and it's a privilege to be able to do this every year. I view it as such, absolutely. To meet my Panther brothers and sisters, in this family it's really awesome. New people that I already knew before, and of course I get to bring at least one friend every year to training camp, with me, that appears in my videos. So yeah, it's awesome. Again, I may or may not do the 4th here as far as training camp day 7. I may or may not. Probably not, because I do want to prep for the trip to Charlotte. Plus, I do have a couple of other things to deal with projects-wise around here. So, I'm leaning towards no. It'll depend on how much sleep I get tonight. Because I gotta be fresh and ready to go for the morning. Otherwise, I can't do my job properly as a YouTuber. But yes, it really is a shame about Kirkwood. I was hoping he would be able to stick around and stay healthy longer, but you got these players like JT that get a little too aggressive during training camp, and what can you do? Plus, part of the problem is when you looked at that video, and I'll show it again. I'll show it again for you guys. Hold on. It was PJ that threw that pass, actually. And yeah, I think let me okay, yeah. This is this play right here. All right. Let me show you guys this again. If you're just joining the stream, this is what I want to show you guys. Watch how high this pass was. This was unnecessarily high. And this is exactly what I've been trying to highlight about PJ Walker that I'm frustrated with. And I'm going to slow it down for you. We're going to watch his footwork. We're going to watch his technique as well. Okay. Backs up just fine. And watch that deep step back there. That's what concerns me. It looks like he's squatting right here. I don't like that. That's poor technique right there. He steps up. And look how high this ball is. There's no reason for this ball to be that high. No reason. You know, it should be about that level right there. You know, instead, it's about a foot higher. It's way up here. There's the ball. Look how high he has to jump to get this. So he's putting his body at risk. Look how high this ball is still. That's ridiculous. Come on, PJ. So, for the people that think this is purely JT's fault, it isn't. PJ Walker had a huge part to play in that. And I wanted to make sure to show that on stream because a lot of people only talk about JT and the fact that he was cut, and the fact that of what angle he took. They don't talk about how high the pass was. Nobody talks about how high the pass was. And I've been complaining about PJ Walker's high passes since day 3. Day 3. We're at day 6 now. I've been complaining about that for 3 whole training camp days. And I've been to all 3 in succession. I did miss day 5. I'll grant you that I did miss day 5. And I'm kind of glad I did because that was a trash day, according to Matt Rule. But anyway, point being, I need people to be sure to look at that footage. I'm telling you. That's the missing piece of the puzzle nobody's looking at. And it's also the piece of the puzzle that could get PJ Walker cut down the road. I think you give him a few more chances because the man's been here for, 3 years now? This is a 3rd year. Give him a couple more chances to correct that in the next week or so here. And then you maybe think about cutting him. And trying to go into the free agent pool and see what we can find. But I want to give him the entire training camp to get his act together. That's what I would suggest. I'm not Panthers management. I'm not Matt Rule. I'm not Scott Fitterer. But that's what I suggest. Take my opinion as you will, with a grain of salt. As always, everyone does typically, so, take it for what you will. But that's what I'm seeing. Alright guys, that will do it for this stream. Again, no autographs are being given, so I cannot do the giveaway this year, sadly, for fantasy football. So you'll just be participating just to participate. So if you're interested in just joining up with the fantasy football league, the Keep Pounding in all caps fantasy football league, let me know in chat and let me know in the comment section. Let me know on Facebook. Keep Pounding in all caps Facebook page. You guys know the deal. Like, sub, hit the bell, select all. Leave a comment down below for the stream. As always. And again, to finish out the stream, cheers one last time to my man 704 bound, Charlotte. Cheers, my man. Rip in peace. Thank you guys so much. And have a fantastic night. Keep pounding. Rip to the one and only 704, man. Rip in peace. Keep pounding.